I met you before I heard you speak. I was invited to this incredible luncheon. I had no idea what I was in store for and how you women would affect my heart. Sisters in Recovery, or SIR, and
Yes.
you are the founder, the boss lady, the one who
Well,
kicks these ladies into gear. And
there's two of us.
all
So
right,
there's
well,
myself and Sarah Bergman, and we started the organization in 2020.
tell
Uh,
us how this you've got quite a history that you shared with me, and that obviously prepared you for how you were going to help so many other women.
yeah. So my mom got sober in 1985 when I was 17 years old, and 3 months later I moved out. So that wasn't
Wait,
working
let's
for
talk
me.
about, did she become obnoxious or very judgmental?
No, it was all of a sudden she wanted everyone to be sober.
Right.
And that just didn't work for me. I was 17. I had been doing what I wanted to do for a long time.
Right.
So you just can't come in and all of a sudden now there's rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the whole time that she was sober, women would come to live with her from different detoxes and that needed to get on their feet, like newly sober. And at one time she had a house and every room was full of women, and she didn't have much sobriety either. And they all just kind of got sober together. And so I bounced in and out of this program for years. It took me 17 years to get 1 year. On November of this year, I'll have 24 years sober.
Wow.
And my mom has 38 years sober. So her example really kind of helped shape what we wanted to do. There's a women's detox in Pasadena called New Hope Women's Center. And the women can go there and stay for 30 days free of charge. And then after that, if they have space, they can become what's called a resident, but they only have like 3 resident rooms. And I think there's 3 or 4 girls in each room, and they're not very big. They're small rooms. So when we stepped off the board, one of the things that we decided to try to do was open a sober living home. So we leased the first one, which is in Pasadena. I don't give out the address on air
Right.
for the safety of the women, but it's located in Pasadena, right in the heart of Pasadena. It was the people that owned it, the woman was a psychiatrist and she had retired. And so it was already ready to go, had the parking lot, it was good. So we leased it in January 2020. And our first girl moved in February. Did not know a pandemic was coming.
Right.
But the house stayed full. The girls, I mean, a lot of times they got locked in. We never went without. We always were able to pay the rent. We were able to make sure the girls had food, they had things to do. So after that, we were full, we were turning girls away. And we have a gentleman he's a very dear friend. I've known him for a lot of years. Me and Sarah both have known him for a lot of years. And he says, how can I help? And I'm like, we need the funds to buy a new house. So he gave us the money. It's a loan. We have to pay it back, but no money down, very decent interest rate. And we found another house directly down the street. It's like half a mile from where we're at. So we bought that house in 2021. And it wasn't long after that, we were able to buy a third house, and it's in LaPorte. And again, we stay full. We still turn girls away on a regular basis.
The testimonials that day at lunch were incredible. These are women who had no script, no notes.
Nope.
They just came up and shared the devastation. I mean, the young lady who has the brand new little baby, looking at her as a high school student,
yeah,
happy, full of life, and then watching kind of her get into a dark place.
correct.
And then you meet her as she's come out of that with the help of you all. And what she said was, even when I went to the house, I knew I was not going to stay sober. And yet you guys got her through it. It was an unbelievable testimony.
No, she's only 24 years old now. And she's just so dear to all of us. She came to us, again, she had been from 19 to 22, she had been to 8 different rehabs. And each time was an incident where she got physically injured or something along those lines. When she came to us, like she said, she knew she wasn't going to stay sober. She knew she couldn't do it. But we have so much structure and so much rules, and it's not just that, but we care about the women. And I think that they really see that, they know that, they understand that. She, you know, when she relapsed in our house, and she, you know, I talked about it, and she overdosed. And one of the reasons why we worked really hard to build that relationship with the Narcan Direct program, because there's a lot of houses at that time that didn't have Narcan, and we wanted to make sure that it was everywhere.
Yeah.
After that incident was what turned her around. It was what turned her around. And she says it was because, you know, we all rallied around her and we did so much to help her get back on her feet, but she really did the work herself.
Yeah.
You know, I think that scared her. It really scared her this time.
Mhm.
And baby Milo is just awesome.
Oh, he's just beautiful,
Yes.
just beautiful. And then the other beautiful woman who spoke and gave her testimony. And I love both of them are just kind of just casually sharing their story. And it's like, and that's my story. And there was no, you know, bravado. It was just sharing. So maybe the audience could be compelled to help you all. The other beautiful lady who shared her story came from the most tragic home life. Mom and dad, both alcoholics.
Yeah.
And then she shared a story that she didn't share. Like maybe it was the first time she ever shared the story about her family.
It was the first time she'd ever shared it in public. She mental illness runs in her family, and she had an older brother who had committed suicide, and then another one that decided he was schizophrenic, and he decided he was going to kill the whole family at Christmas. Yep. And came in and attempted to do so. That sent her on a tailspin. Within 2 weeks, she was in a mental institution. And then
she was the youngest of 5 kids.
She's the youngest, yes, of 5 kids.
And realized that her next oldest brother was going to attack her. She was the 4th in line.
Yep.
She said, I couldn't even believe her. It's like a movie, but it's a real life story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And she spent a lot of years bouncing in and out of mental institutions. There's a lot more of her story that she didn't tell because it was such a large group. Yeah. She ended up in the sex industry, and she was in the sex industry for quite a while. So when she had to leave Austin to come here, and she really wanted to go home. Her mother died of cancer just last year. And she was battling the cancer while she was at SIR House. And but she was just scared that she wouldn't stay sober if she went home. Right. So that's why she stayed with us. And at first, people went with her, you know, to go see her mom.
Right, right. Yeah. She was saying that, how the girls came with her and then came to mom's funeral with her to make sure that she was strong.
We rented an Airbnb. There was a whole group of us. We had like 2 cars and drove down.
So you've got 3 houses now, Kathryn, and the success is unbelievable. You all kind of teaming together and you all having that empathy because you've been through it. What do you need from the community? I mean, I know you obviously have to grow. Can you grow, or are you just, you know, this is going to be our little 3-house organization and this is all we can handle? What are your dreams?
No. So our dreams is to have a 30-day detox. In the state of Texas, there's only one 30-day detox, or there's 2. There's one in Pasadena, and then there's one in Dallas that a woman can go to with no insurance, no state funding, no anything. And just walk in and come in and be able to get some detox and get some help. That needs to be rectified. In the Houston area, there's 5 for men. And that was our goal from the beginning. We want to do it the opposite way. A lot of times they, like New Hope Women's Center, which is a great organization. They've been around for 40 years. We're celebrating their 40-year anniversary. They don't get state funding, but they rely on donations. So they're constantly doing fundraisers and doing all those things. Our business plan is to take the profit from the sober living houses and use it to fund the 30-day house. We feel like we need 4, minimum 5 would be better. And then that way we don't have to worry about fundraising all the time and worried about where the next meal is going to come from those girls in the detox. And also the girls that are in the sober living houses, are giving back to the new girls coming in. They know that the portion of their rent is going to help the new person coming in off the streets and giving them a place to go.
Because they are working while they're
Yes.
living
Oh,
there.
yes. Yeah. Now they're allowed to come to us with that. They don't have to have a job when they come in, but they have 14 days to give a job. We always give them the first week free, whether they have rent money or they don't have rent money. And then they have 14 days to get a job. So once they get a job, well, at the end of the 14 days, if they don't have a job, but they're really working hard to try to find one and they're following the rules, we'll extend that time. But I mean, if they're just lazing around and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, we've never kicked anybody out on the streets. We do our best to find a place for them to go if that's what they want. Sometimes they'll just leave. Once they get a job, then they come in and they'll bring their paycheck and we'll say, okay, you got to pay the current week. We charge $140 a week and the deposit's $100. So you have to pay the current week, and then let's do a budget. Okay, so you need this much to get to work. You need this much for groceries. You need this much for this much for that. This is what you have left over. So this is what you're going to pay towards your back week every week until you get paid. And sometimes it takes the girls 3 months, 5 months, 6 months to get caught up. But, you know, they do it. They really do it. They work hard to get it done.
That's amazing. So how can we help you out? What can we do? How can we get in touch with you all?
Okay, so our website is sirhouse.org, SIR house.org. I need help with community resources. I go to like events and I go to different things and people give me their card. And by the time I get home or I get to the cards, which is a week or a couple of days or a week or whatever later, I don't remember what they gave me their card for or what the resource was, or, you know, like at the event, all these people came up to me, well, I can help with this. I can help with that.
Right.
I don't know who those people are now. Cause you know, there's so much, and I need someone that can organize our resources. There's tons of grants out there. The housing program through the government has so many grants that we qualify for. I don't know how to do grant writing. I need someone that can do that for me. Social media. I know how to do social media. I don't have time.
Don't have time. Yeah.
So any help we can get, you know, time, talent, energy is wonderful. Our next event coming up is in March. It is March 9th. It's at the Jimmy Burke Activity Center. It's an all-you-can-eat crawfish boil that we do for our anniversary every year.
That's amazing.
I was hoping to be able to talk y'all into coming out and maybe broadcasting from there. That
would be with our promotions director, Melissa. That is her area. I'll go anywhere, but Melissa reins me in. Yeah. So maybe you can get me in contact with her, because I think that would really get people to come out. It is open to the public. What we've done the last 2 years is me and my son have got out there and cooked all these crawfish. And last year we cooked 628 pounds of crawfish. Unbelievable. We had to shut the kitchen down twice because we couldn't keep up with it. Right now I'm waiting for the city's approval. We're hoping to do a cook-off this year, a crawfish cook-off, where we have teams, and the wristbands are usually $25 or $30, and it's all you can eat. Where can you go and have crawfish all you can eat for $25 or $30? I know, that's amazing. Yes. And it's at the Jimmy Burke Activity Center, and it's on March 9th. Okay. Yeah, that's, you know, we only do 3 fundraisers a year. We do that one, we do a barbecue in July, and we do that luncheon every year in September. That luncheon, that's where I met all of you and heard the stories. Just incredible. To do anything more than that is just, it takes too much focus off the girls and off the houses. Yeah. Because again, it's not that they have a lot of rules, there's a lot of accountability, and we meet with them every Sunday. We go in, and one of them will volunteer to cook, and I'll get the ingredients, and we sit down and we cook and we have a meal, and we go over, how's your week? How's you doing on your step work? How's your job going? What's going on, you know, with your family, or, you know, where are you at? You know, it's really kind of like a family atmosphere environment. How can we help you? The one thing about the detox that we're really hoping to do is, once we have the detox, is then set up classes and stuff for the girls. We're not quite there yet, but once we get there, I'm going to need people to come and help lead these classes. You know, come show the girls how to do a resume, show them how to dress for an interview. Some of them have never been on an interview.
You know, how do I answer interview questions? How do I dress? You know, we need all kind of stuff like that.
You know, there are so many talented people in the Houston and surrounding areas who are
Mhm.
looking for a way to help the community. And
Yes.
that's why I thought just featuring you on this would be a great way where someone might just say, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I've been praying for. I can
Right.
help. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many people who
Yeah.
are in incredible leadership positions who could share their
Yeah.
time, talents, and
They
their
can
money.
they can reach us through the website, or our phone number is 713 965-4545. And then
Right.
it has a recording. I think if you press 4, that comes straight to me. 2 or 5 go straight to Sarah.
Okay. And
But yeah,
we'll make sure we get all your information plastered
perfect.
all over our social media. So if people do feel compelled and want to help out, maybe they've had a family member, maybe they've been dealing
Been
with
there
it
themselves.
themselves.
The,
Yeah.
you know, the thing about it is addiction and alcoholism affects every family in the world.
Yeah.
There's not any family you're going to find that hasn't had someone in their family who's a drug addict or an alcoholic, or someone who's died from alcoholism or drug overdose, especially in 2023. I mean, just on the news this morning, there's a school district that's passing out Narcan to all their
Saw that.
students.
I saw that. Yep. In our
You know,
area. Yep.
yes, yes, right here at the luncheon, we passed out Narcan to everyone. The city of the Deer Park Independent School District is waiting for the legislation, because that law was passed in September. They have to have Narcan in all the schools. So they're waiting for the guidelines so they can find out what training needs to be done. Do they have to send them somewhere, or can I go in with some of my girls and teach them how to use the Narcan? But I'm working really closely with my girls go to Deer Park Independent School District, and I volunteer there once a week. So I walk around at the lunch room. I'm the lunch monitor.
As if you don't have enough to do. Good for you for
But you
helping
know,
out the
it needs
community.
to be done. You know,
Yep.
I need to be involved in their school.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
amazing what you've gone through so you can help others to
Well,
avoid this deep, dark pit and get their lives back on track. And we appreciate you. And I thank you for taking some time to sit and talk with us
no
so we
problem.
can learn more.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh,
And if
my
you can give me
pleasure.
Ashley's number, because I want to get her on my calendar, or get
Absolutely.
y'all on our calendar.
I sure will. I sure
Okay.
will. All right,
Thank
love.
you.
Thank you, Kathryn.
All
Good to
right.
talk with you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.